What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis. In this video, I want to talk about several different things here, including debt forgiveness, like medical debt forgiveness, credit card debt forgiveness, mortgage debt forgiveness. We all know about the student loan debt forgiveness right now that is actually being challenged in a court of law. There's actually been over $35 billion of student loan debt forgiveness that has already happened actually in the last 2 years. That's separate from the $10,000 to $20,000 of student loan debt forgiveness that's being challenged through President Biden's current executive order. The 35 plus billion dollars that has already gone through and is not a part of the legal challenge was done for people who were defrauded by colleges, like the colleges like ITT Tech and colleges that literally like closed on people, the colleges that went bankrupt, and for people that are completely disabled and people part of the student loan forgiveness program or the public service loan program, where like if you're a teacher or you work in public service, you can actually get your student loans forgiven, and they've really been revamping that. But there is other programs that Congress is considering here, like medical debt forgiveness and even credit card debt forgiveness, mortgage debt forgiveness, and other types of debt forgiveness, and universal basic income, which actually provides monthly checks and has actually been going on here in multiple different states and cities here for, in some cases, months or years. So we'll go over that here in this video. But first, if you're new to our channel or if you haven't yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. This way you won't miss out on new videos, and click the bell icon after the subscribe button. Remember, it's completely free to do so, and new videos come out here on our YouTube channel every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country on a daily basis. Also, we are giving away, me and my family are giving away money here to our viewers here. If you can guess our daily trivia questions here, we're giving away money here before Thanksgiving and also before the holidays here in December, Christmas holidays, or whatever holiday you celebrate, whether it's Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever. It's just kind of our way of giving back here. So I will actually have a trivia question for you guys in this video. So later on in this video, I'll have a trivia question for you, and if you can guess it, you could win money directly from me. So I'll have that for you later, and I'll tell you how it works here. So also, thanks so much for liking these videos, and here we go. Okay, so number one, I want to tell you about what just happened here in an Ohio city, and then I'll tell you about a national bill as well for medical debt forgiveness. Medical debt forgiveness, okay? Because remember, everybody kind of knows about the student loan debt forgiveness, but there's other type of debt forgiveness being considered or actually happening as well, and other types of debt forgiveness being considered as well, like credit card debt forgiveness and mortgage debt forgiveness. So, an Ohio city and county plan to wipe out up to $240 million in residents' medical debt. And they just started this using the first $1.6 million in federal stimulus money. Yeah. This was modeled on a similar initiative that was in Cook County, Illinois. So Cook County, Illinois has done this previously. And the program in Toledo and Lucas County will be funded with money from the pandemic era American Rescue Plan. So remember that the American Rescue Plan, which is also known as the third stimulus check package, sent out $350 billion to states, cities, and counties. And this is just one way that states, cities, and counties can dole out the money to their residents or to their constituents. So you can see here Officials in Toledo and Lucas County, Ohio, say they'll spend a combined $1.6 million in kind of what it sounds like here, the first allotment to erase up to $240 million in medical debt. So it looks like they could be doing up to $240 million in total in the future. Yeah. And they plan on erasing residents' medical debt, helping to chip away at a problem that's costing consumers nationwide at least $195 billion. The Toledo City Council voted here to put $800,000 towards eliminating medical debt in the Northwest Ohio City through the partnership with RIP Medical Debt, a New York-based. Yeah, my 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 wife's my my wife's laughing in the background.
They did not think about that one.
Yeah.
RIP medical debt.
Yeah.
RIP RIP.
Yeah,
There's your medical debt.
Not exactly the best analogy there. Rest in peace, medical debt. I don't know. You guys can let me know your thoughts on that. She got a kick out of that one. You guys can let me know your thoughts on that one. Rip. Yeah, I mean, it's maybe not the best wording there when it comes to medical. But I didn't come up with the names, so you can't hold me accountable for that one. But I like the thought behind it, because cities, counties, and states are spending millions of dollars to get rid of people's medical debt. We know that this is happening with student loan debts for 40 million people. If the student loan forgiveness goes through, $35 billion has already gone through in the previous student loan forgiveness for disabled people, the schools that closed on people. And I want to show you this. I'll show you about the national bill in Congress here in a minute. But I wanted to show you this RIP medical debt here in their website here, because I actually came across it when I was Googling the National Congress bill. So apparently this group, get this, Laurel, RIP medical debt has wiped out $6.7 billion in medical debt.
Wow.
Mostly through what it looks like donations and what it looks like philanthropic opportunities. You can see here's an article from NPR, which is, I believe, National Public Radio, or something very similar to that. This group wiped out $6.7 billion in medical debt, and it's just getting started. They highlight a story here from a few people here. Terry Logan. When Terry Logan's daughter was born premature, the medical bills started pouring in and stayed with her for years. Then a few months ago, she discovered a nonprofit had paid off her debt. Just did it on their own. And they said sooner that she received a bill from the hospital, and she was a high school math teacher. She was a single mom who knew that she had no way to pay. She avoided it like the plague because she just couldn't pay it. Nearly 13 years later, she received some bright yellow envelopes in the mail that were from a nonprofit group telling her that her debt had been bought and then forgiven. All those past medical bills. She said, wait, who even does that? RIP Medical Debt does. The nonprofit has boomed during the pandemic, freeing patients of medical debt, thousands of people at a time. Their novel approach involves buying bundles of delinquent hospital bills, debts incurred by low-income patients like Logan, and then simply erasing the obligation to repay them. It's model developed by former debt collectors who built their careers chasing down patients who couldn't afford their bill. They started raising money from donors to buy up debt on the secondary markets where hospitals sell their debt for pennies on the dollar to companies that profit when they collect the debt. RIP buys the debt just like any other collection company would, except instead of trying to profit, they send out notices to consumers saying that their debt has just been cleared. To date, they have purchased $6.7 billion in unpaid debt and relieved 3.6 million people of the debt. The group has says retiring $100 in debt cost them an average of $1. So basically, how it works is that they buy this debt from the hospitals. It's kind of like a debt collector type of thing. So the hospitals go off and sell this debt in bundles, thousands of people at a time. The hospitals say they're tired of it and they sell it to debt collector agencies, basically. So they bundle it together, 10,000 people at a time or 50,000 people at a time or whatever it is. And they say, okay, here's a lot of 10,000 people or 50,000 people, and this lot will cost.
And they sell it what, at a lower face value than the debt?
They sell it at 1% of the face value because that's what RIP medical debt says that it costs. Okay. But, and then it's up to the debt collectors to recover whatever they can. If they can't recover anything, they don't get anything. Okay. So if they can collect 5% or 10%, then they're in the profit. Okay. But in this case, RIP medical debt pays 1% on average, and then they just forgive it because they take it off donations. So, very wealthy people like, Jeff Bezos, he just donated $100 million to Dolly Parton. But Dolly Parton's really just kind of, her charity's in charge of this. They could give them $1 million. And with that $1 million, they could actually buy $100 million in medical debt because it's 100 to 1. So somebody could donate them $1 million and they could go buy $100 million in medical debt and then forgive $100 million worth of people's medical debt. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? So yeah, absolutely amazing. If you want to check it out, their website is ripmedicaldebt.org. I don't know if you can apply to be helped if you have medical debts, because again, I haven't really looked into it. Maybe you can. Uh, I mean, again, don't pay them anything. I haven't like vetted their company or anything, but they look pretty legit. They want people to donate. Obviously, if you have medical debt, don't donate to them. But like you might be able to sign up. Let me see here. No, actually, it says, can I apply for debt relief? RIP medical debt cannot relieve debt by individual requests, because yeah, we have compiled a list of resources that might be able to help. So you can go to their frequently asked questions here, and then there might be some ways that you can look for that through there. But you can see this is a big problem. Every day, 1 in 2 Americans choose between paying a medical bill and covering basic needs. This is how many people are affected by things like this. Nearly 50% of U.S. adults delayed or skipped medical care due to the high cost. 50% of U.S. adults wouldn't be able to afford an unexpected $500 bill, and 2 out of 3 bankruptcies cite medical debt as a leading cause. Yeah. And you think about this here, the U.S. is actually, I think, one of, if not the only major first world country that even has medical debt bankruptcies. Most other first world countries actually have medical rights where you can get healthcare as a right, by being a citizen. So if you get sick, you don't go bankrupt because you got sick. You just think about that. Oh, I'm sick. Oh, you're bankrupt because you got sick. Yeah, it's kind of unfair to say the least. Well, as you can see here, Congress has a bill in Congress that they could pass at any given time, or honestly, possibly even through executive order. All information about, Medical Debt Relief Act of 2021-2022. So there's an actual bill in Congress to forgive medical debt or medical debt relief, similar to the student loan relief, that student loan forgiveness that is, currently potentially going on for over 40 million Americans. Also remember that they've already done student loan relief, debt forgiveness for over $35 billion. That's already passed. That's already been done and cleared and totally done. That's not even being challenged in the courts. That's already finalized. And you really got to kind of think here, with all these states having more surplus money than ever. The federal government took in more revenue in the last fiscal year than they ever have before. These are things that they could do, especially right now with 60 to 64% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck or completely in debt. These are some things that could be done. Some states are already doing this, and these are ways to help low income Americans, because high income Americans don't have medical debt, don't have credit card debt. Um, so these are ways to help low income Americans get out from the hole. So, a lot of people ask, why did Biden do the student loan forgiveness? Well, the reason he did it is because he was able to just pass it through an executive order without Congress. So remember, Trump did his executive order for the unemployment checks. Again, he did that because he was able to do it without Congress. So sometimes they just do executive orders because they don't have to deal with Congress. The Republicans and Democrats fighting over this, that, and the other thing. So whether or not we'll see more executive orders, I'll keep you up to date here on that. But there is a lot of different things here that can be done. And if you think about all the things that have been done in the last couple years, we've had 3 stimulus checks. We've had rent assistance for $40 billion, mortgage assistance for $9.9 billion. We've had the Paycheck Protection Program. We've had the extra SNAP benefits going on that are still going on here for over half the states. We've had the extra child tax credits that bumped it up to $3,000 and $3,600 with the monthly checks. So there's really, and utility assistance. They just added $13 billion in utility assistance for low income Americans just in November and December here this year. So really, if you kind of look here, we've had more programs like this, or more checks or money, whatever you want to call it here, in the last 2 years than ever before. And they're not giving this stuff to high income Americans. They're giving it to low and low income Americans, people who need it the most. Yeah. So also, I want to give you, we're giving away some money to our viewers here as well with our daily trivia questions here. Money going out here before Thanksgiving, and we're going to do this here again in December as well. So if you can guess the answer to this trivia question, you could win money directly from me. So the way it works here is I'm going to give you a trivia question here right now. And if you think you know it, just leave the comment down below. Or if you just want to guess, leave a comment down below. And I'm trying to do one of these here every single day. And yeah, that's it. It's completely free to guess. If you guess correctly, you'll be entered into the pool of people who have guessed correctly. From there, I will randomly pick through a random comment generator a few people to win from every video. It'll be several days after the video airs, so people have time to comment. But again, these are happening every day, and I will get in contact with you through the comment section, and I will send you $50, whether it's through PayPal, Venmo, or I'll mail you a card. Be careful of scammers. I won't ask you to WhatsApp me or WhatsApp me or Telegram me. I don't have WhatsApp, I don't have Telegram, and I don't have any phone numbers for you to call. If anybody says text me or call me or WhatsApp me, it's not me, it's somebody pretending to be me. Okay? You'll know it's me because my name is just It's Jimmy, and I have a check mark by my name.
Typically, WhatsApp and Telegram is used by scammers.
Yeah. Anytime you ever see WhatsApp, it's not me. Okay, here is today's question. Quick and simple. Which turkeys can gobble? People are thinking, what? Which turkeys can gobble? That's it. Which turkeys can gobble? So if you think you know the answer, leave a comment down below. I don't know, maybe it's my wife. All right, so that's today's trivia question. Please guess down below and make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. It's completely free to do so. Remember, new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click here to watch my newest video next. And also, here's a video I did with my wife. We have a trivia question in there as well. Really good video in there. A lot of people like that video. If you haven't seen that, click on that video next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.